first, but it's not my story, okay? It's a story I can say that it's totally a fictional, you know? So the thing is, it's not my story, it's not even my name, but I'm gonna share it with you guys, and you guys are going to see what is it like, and after you're gonna do yours, okay? If that's okay with you. So can you all see the screen? Wait a few
Yes,
seconds.
I
Okay.
can.
What about the other student? Can you see the screen? Okay, so the topic is tell us about your younger self, or describe what you used to like, or describe your childhood. So I think that's the first one. Okay, that's what we're gonna use. Mm, I have to get out of it and select. No, oh my days. I did not select everything. Oh my days. Oh my days. Okay, I think it should be. Okay. I think that's everything. Okay, now I'll have to. Okay, now for filling this. Okay, that's it. And then, okay, and after I'll have to take care of the speed.
Online English course.
Okay, so you guys can hear that.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, tell, okay, as you can see a picture.
Tell us about your younger self. Describe
Was it? Wait a few seconds again, guys. So I'm thinking, okay,
younger self. Describe what you used to be like. My name is Emily, and I'm 20 years old now. But when I was younger, I was a shy and thoughtful girl. I spent a lot of time alone, lost in my own world. One of my biggest passions was music. I used to spend hours at the piano in our living room, my fingers gliding over the keys as I tried to create my own melodies. I loved the way music made me feel, like I was telling a story without words. My parents would often catch me humming quietly to myself, completely absorbed in the notes I was playing. Baking was another thing I loved to do. Every weekend, I would help my grandmother in the kitchen. We baked all sorts of things, cookies, cakes, pies, you name it. 4. I took great pride in decorating our creations. carefully spreading the frosting and adding sprinkles just the way I liked. The smell of something sweet baking in the oven always made our house feel warm and comforting, and I loved the time I spent with my grandmother. Writing was also a big part of my childhood. I kept a journal where I wrote down all my thoughts, dreams, and little stories that popped into my head. I had such a vivid imagination, and I would spend hours crafting tales of magical creatures and faraway lands.
Is it done?
My younger brother was my biggest fan. He would sit beside me, listening intently as I read my stories aloud to him. Now that I'm older, I still hold on to the things that brought me joy when I was younger. Music, baking, and writing are still a big part of my life, and they've shaped me into the person I am today, someone who finds beauty and comfort in the simple, quiet moments.
I'm gonna repeat it one more time. I think it should include, oh, it did not. Oh, yeah, 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 bum, 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 X. Did also that. Then I have to take it one by one.
My name is Emily, and I'm 20 years old now, but
Is it too quick, guys, or you feel like it's okay?
Yeah, it's okay because I understand every word.
Okay. What about the other thing? Is it okay for you, or you feel like the voice is too quick? Hey, hey, hello, hello. What are you guys? What are you guys doing? Do you feel like it's too quick, or I should leave it as it is? It's good. Ah, I'm hungry. Hello.
Hello, hello, teacher.
Yes. Do you feel like is it good, or is it too quick for you guys?
It is good.
Okay. Then let's start over.
my name is Emily, and I'm 20 years old now, but when I was younger, I was a shy and thoughtful girl. I spent a lot of time alone, lost in my own world. One of my biggest passions was music. I used to spend hours at the piano in our living room, my fingers gliding over the keys as I tried to create my own melodies. I loved the way music made me feel, like I was telling a story without words. Topic: childhood.
Mm.
My parents would often catch me humming quietly to myself, completely absorbed in the notes I was playing. Baking was another thing I loved to do. Every weekend, I would help my grandmother in the kitchen. We baked all sorts of things: cookies, cakes, pies, you name it. I took great pride in decorating our creations, carefully spreading the frosting and adding sprinkles just the way I liked. The smell of something sweet baking in the oven always made our house feel warm and comforting, and I loved the time I spent with my grandmother. Writing was also a big part of my childhood. I kept a journal where I wrote down all my thoughts, dreams, and little stories that popped into my head. I had such a vivid imagination, and I would spend hours crafting tales of magical creatures and faraway lands. 6. My younger brother was my biggest fan. He would sit beside me, listening intently as I read my stories aloud to him. Now that I'm older, I still hold on to the things that brought me joy when I was younger. Music, baking, and writing are still a big part of my life, and they've shaped me into the person I am today, someone who finds beauty and comfort in the simple, quiet moments.
Okay, now I think you've heard my part or my piece of the story twice. I don't know, guys. Now I'm waiting for your side of the story. I'm waiting for your stories, guys. You know, the topic is tell us about your younger self or tell us about your childhood. What is used to be like? What is that?
I'm gonna try. I don't know if you hear me well. But,
Yes, I hear you perfectly.
so my name is Zano Jose. I'm 46 years old. So talking about my childhood, my childhood is a nice story. Even if I didn't grow up in a big family, in a wealthy family, but I was I was loved by everyone because because I was the first child in the family, the first child in my generation. So I was loved by my uncles, my aunties, etc. So I can say my childhood was hard because I didn't have any permission to do that I wanted to do, such as playing football, playing marbles, flying the kite, etc. So I had access with only my book when I started to go to school. And my first grades I attended them at home because my father was a teacher at this time, and I was so young, so young to go to school because the school was very, very far from our house. So when I attending class, when I was attending class with my father, I remember I received a lot of whippings because there is a lesson I can pass. I couldn't pass. Sometimes I remember my mother cried for me, and sometimes she she left the area to avoid seeing my suffering. So I I started to go to school in first grade. I was I was almost 8 years old. So I can say when I passed the lesson in in at home with my father, I I fly like a bird. They were their cages. So when I started to go to school, uh, in first grade. I have always been a good student. Never repeated class. Never repeated grade. So all teachers loved me in this time in that time because of my parents wanted that I focus on my lessons. I used that as a tactic. So when I didn't do anything at home, when I didn't want to find feed for animals. So in conclusion, I can say I didn't have the same childhood like the children nowadays. That's why I'm strange of lot of things that children love. That's all I can say about my children, my childhood.
That was so great, Josie. I don't know if I will happen for if you will be able to hear it, but I'm doing it anyway. And what I hope, even though it might not accomplish, I hope that you had a carefree childhood, but you didn't. But I'm hoping that that won't affect your present life and that despite all of that, you would have a great relationship with your parents, especially your dad. As I was listening to your story, it was hard on you because you are the firstborn and your dad is expecting you to be the one leading the family. Maybe that's why he has in mind for you because being the firstborn, the first nephew, the first grandchild can be hard. I know what it's like. And it's
It,
no
it,
it's
it,
no joke when other children have permissions to do basic children things and you're not able to do them. You're not able to play. They only give you your books. Your books
it,
are your only friend. So
yes. Anyway, when you are loved by your parents, your your you suffer you suffer for something.
yeah, and that's why kind of when you grow up, you do not really associate with other people, and people can say that you're like, how could I say that you're a self-centered person? But it's like growing up, you didn't really have any friends or other children to play with, even though with the neighborhood, but they only give you your book, so you know,
Yes, yes.
you're
I
more
know,
at
I
ease with
understand.
those things. So I
Yeah.
can understand. I can understand that, and all I have to say, it was beautiful, and I had fun listening to your stories, even though I did find some part of my childhood in yours, but I'll hold the questions for later. Now let's move on to another student. It was great, Josie. Well done. Now, someone else, please come forward and tell us some things or some about your childhood. Bing, bing, bing. What happened, guys? Okay. What happened, guys? Don't you guys want to do the same as Josue, or don't you have any questions for him? Hello.
Hello, teacher.
Good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
Are you are you the one doing?
I want to try.
Yeah, go on. Is there for you to try, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No
So,
problem.
so as you know, my name is Jean-Louis Fritz. I I am from Sodo. This is my hometown, and this is where exactly that I grew up. I can say that I was it was a wonderful place to spend my childhood. I have lived there with my family, especially my parents, particularly my mother, for a long time before moving to Mirebalais. At the first time into Port-au-Prince, few years after, I can say that I had a good school life. I made many friends and learned a lot of from my teachers. So when I was a child, I was very curious and energetic. I love spending time with my friends and discovering new things, learning new things. Although there were some challenges, my childhood wasn't. My childhood was an important period of my life, and I thought it taught me many valuable lessons. Uh, Let me tell you that when I was a child, I enjoyed playing marbles and spending time with my friends in the location where I lived. And it was my favorite childhood memory. As I told you, not I told, but let me tell you, in some points, my childhood wasn't very easy. Uh, because the fact that I enjoyed playing with my friends, spending time outdoors. My mother, my mother didn't want me to play marbles, while it was my favorite game or my favorite hobby. Uh, I let me tell you, even though my mother absolutely didn't want me to do it, I persist to do it. I was so passionate about that game, and I couldn't live without it. My mother, who had noticed that, wanted to stop me at all cost. She watched me constantly. I was I was even jealous of the other parents in the neighborhood who let their children do whatever they wanted. That my life, I had to wait until adulthood to understand that my mother was right about the way that she wanted me to be at that time. Today, if she were still alive, I would pay tribute to her for her sense of responsibility, However, I recognize that I was treated so harshly that I didn't have the chance to fully enjoy my childhood. Such a precious time, or such a precious time in everyone life. So I can say uh, my mother and my father were strict with me, not only me, but me and my siblings, because I come from a family with 7 children. Uh, be, be, both were strict, but my mother was more strict with me than my father, because my father, they it didn't live in the house, in the family house all the time, because he spent a lot of time in his garden taking off his gardens, his livestock, etc. So uh, one thing that I loved doing, or let me say, one other thing that I loved doing when I was young, when I was a child, is going to the garden with my father. Going to the garden to learn how to cultivate the earth, learning how to take care of plants, or how to take care of animals, was another passion, was another passion for me. And my father wanted that, like this, because for him, when you are a boy, learning to work early was very important, because in the future you will have your own responsibility, your family to take care. So it's to know how to fight against a life difficulties is important. And that's why in the summer vacation, he always want that I joined him in the place that he lived, or that he spent time to work with him. And it was a difficult time, because I know automatically that the school closed. I was going to spend 3 months to work, I say, to work
At the
without working.
fields.
Exactly. And but the fact that my father was a hard worker, he can spend the whole day to work without taking a break. In his mind, as a child, I could do the same. And it was sometimes very tiring for me. And when I got a chance to leave the garden and join my mother and my siblings, oh, it was really, really, really great, because the work was too, well, I can say, the work was too hard for me as a child. So uh, I think that's all I can say for now. But as I told you already, my childhood wasn't very easy. But I need to add one more thing. My parents taught me important values. such as respect, honesty, hard work, etc. And one and one thing that I still remember about my mom, even if she was strict, but she was a lovely a lovely a lovely mom. She was ready to sacrifice everything that she had, her time, her life, her health, everything to make sure that he she makes us for she takes care of everything regarding us, or schools, or food, or clothes, everything. And I can see the way that my parents grew us is I can say is is the main thing that shaped us, the person or that shaped us who we
Into the person that you are today. Oh.
exactly. And the last thing that I want to say, I still have a good example for my father. Even if he was strict, but he was a hard worker. And for my whole life, I have known him as the husband or of one woman that was my mother. So that's all I can say. So now I apologize because I was so long.
No, it's not too long, okay? It's great, and I had so much fun listening to your childhood stories. Like I feel like even though at that time, like when you were young, you might have think that those moments, they were difficult, they were hard on you as a child. But looking back now, I bet that it's not the same feelings. Looking at them back now, I bet that you laugh about them sometimes and you even miss them, right?
Sure, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
because what we used to like to think or to fear as a child, it's not the same when we grow up. And I had so much fun listening to them, but I will hold my questions for later, okay? Now someone else, and it was great, Jelly. And you use some words that I'm quite surprised about, but you use them correctly. Okay?
Hello, teacher.
Hello, hello.
How are you, teacher?
I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
Thanks to God, I am okay. Okay.
Okay, so are you ready tonight? Are you
Yes.
able to talk?
Yes, I'm here. I'm gonna give you a story. A story. When I was young.
Okay, you're gonna tell us your stories.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Wait a
I.
few seconds, Remo. I think now we're done, Jean-Louis, right?
Okay.
Hello, hello,
I ready to.
Jean-Louis.
Hello, teacher.
Yeah, I think now we're done, and it was great. Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay.
Sure.
Now you, Remo. I'm listening to you now.
Okay. When I was young, and I remember on one day, when my mother went to supermarket, yes, and she leaves me alone and in my house. Uh, And I remember, and I don't have I didn't have someone to play at my house because in this time I was the only child in this house, you know,
Yes.
and then uh my mother I I remember my mother bought a lot of sugar and leave the sugar and in this house where I was, but and like I don't have nobody to I didn't have anything to play, so I just take all this sugar and how can I say that uh drop it in the bucket of water.
Okay, so you drop the sugar
The
that your
sugar,
mom bought in a bucket of water.
yeah, a bucket of water.
And what did you do with it?
But and I didn't say nothing. And when she returned back, and she asked me, Kiki, where is the sugar? I say I don't know where is the sugar. And while it tried to cooking something, and it noticed it noticed how can I say this bit a mush. How can I say that, teacher?
Fly.
Uh,
You can say fly.
I, she noticed some fly around the bucket. He asked me, I don't know what that mean. What that mean? I know my bucket was um like well proper. My bucket was proper. I don't know why the fly around my bucket. And when she take a look of the bucket, she noticed the water is not the same color, the same color. And she
It, it
she
was different.
yeah, it was different. And she take a goblet and try to take a lot of this water and try to test this
To
water,
taste it.
taste it this water and see it is too sweet. And then and now she 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 start to know or
What happened with her
what
sugar?
happened with the sugar. And I
And then what did she do to you after?
but and don't forget I was only child. I'm the first child in this world. I was a prince.
Oh, so you did not receive a beating for that, or she did not
No,
give you any? Oh my, oh my days.
no, I was only child. So
Even if it were me, I'm also the first child, and I had a lot of years going by myself. If I did something like that, I
when
would definitely receive a beating, like a beating that I would not forget. What about you guys? If you did something like that, what would happen to you? If you did something like that to your mom, you can continue, Remo. Continue, please.
okay, but when she noticed that, so she's just laugh about it. It's just I don't know why you do that, but I just say, you know, my mother. I know this already. You put the sugar and the water to make some dries, and then to spread by all people. So I would like to do it too. So that's why I drop it and the water. So I can say that was a beautiful day because and when I was a child I remember and how can I say that? There's one.
You can say you were mischievous, you were nasty.
Yes, I was mischievous. So and then I say in my mind, if I have a child, this child is never do the mischief. I gonna say it's not my child. You know? Yes.
So, you mean to tell me you're thinking if you have a child and he do not behave like you did when you were young, so it's not you.
No, it's not my child because I know. And sometimes when I when I leave, I need to do the some mischief. No?
Okay, so you enjoy doing bad things.
Yes. Sometimes. You
You
know?
you you do them for fun, okay?
And then I know that when if you have a child, you should to behave like that. You know? If this child is not this like this, I can say you should see a doctor with your child. I don't know if you see my point.
Yeah, that's what they say. If you have a child and he does not want to play, and if it's not sick, and he does not want to play, and not doing, some mischievous things, so you should really see a doctor, a psychologist, or something with this child.
Yes. So I love to do that. I remember also my father have a phone. I was a lot of gun a lot of gun. I like to this thing. How can I say that?
Oh,
Gun. You can play with it.
like, is it a water gun? Those a type of guns that you put water in
Water gun.
and okay.
Yes. He has a phone. I take my gun, my water gun, how can I say that?
Splash the phone with it. Did you put water on the phone?
Yes, with my water gun.
I couldn't. And you're
I
still
shot
alive.
I shot the phone with my water gun.
You still alive.
Yes. When I was a child, I am so mischievous. So that's why. But I can say now I am a man. There is something I do that. Okay,
Okay, you,
I don't
you
do
don't do
that.
those anymore.
Yes,
Okay.
because I have a man. I am a man. I am a man. I try to thinking uh
You
twice.
behave more appropriately.
Yes, but
Okay.
sometimes what I like when I made something bad, you know, and while I stay calm and I try to make something bad.
Okay, so you like doing bad things and you stay calm doing
Yes,
them
I
now.
can say I can say make something mad, make someone mad. You know, I just say you do this thing. I don't like that. You're gonna be furious and stressed about it, but I just stay
And then
calm.
you just calm. You don't panic. You say
Yes, that's
you.
what I mean.
You
Yes,
see you, Ramon.
that it's that thing I like to
I'll
do.
be looking at you. I'll be watching you now.
You no, but I'm a cool man. I'm a cool man. I like to make someone bad. You know, yeah, and try to see your reaction. You know, and say
Okay.
something bad, and stay calm and try to see how you behave about it. Yes,
Okay. You just like to piss people off and see the reaction.
yes, I like that. But if you stay bad all this day, but I gotta say, why you stay bad? But I just say you something. You're gonna make sure to see is a good thing or the bad thing. I don't know why you stay strong all this day. Yes, you know.
Okay. I understand.
I'm a cool man, so I'm gonna make after that I gonna make you some joke to try to make you
To lift, you can say to lift his mood or to
well
lighten the mood.
okay to yes to live your mood. You know that
Okay.
if you have a question you can ask me, but that's all the story I have to you for this night. I
Okay, your story, I feel like I could never survive in if I was, if you were in my place, you would not have survived till this day because
you
my
know
childhood was like pretty similar more to Josier and Jean-Louis André and I think that if we did things like you did, we would not only receive
Imagine.
the beating of our lives, but we'll receive the beating of our next life. That's our worst. It is. We'll be, we'll get a punishment so worse that we won't ever think about doing those kind of things again. So we could never.
well, let me tell you something. My parents don't beating me for anything, you know. And if
Are you
if
sure your
it
parents are Haitians? Are you sure?
yes,
Good
yes,
question.
Just checking. Cause
it don't beat me. He
I
don't
had
beat
to
me
make
for
sure.
fun. You don't trust me?
No, I trust you. I'm just saying, if it were me,
All right,
and
well,
I had the audacity to put the
uh,
sugar that my mom backed in a bucket of water, and I know I put it, and she asked me, I said no, I didn't, and she
y-
tastes the water. She tastes it, and it's sweet. I will have
yeah.
like nothing to say to get out of this mess. That's the first thing. Second thing is the phone. I would have seen stars. you know, I would have received, beatings and I would have seen stars.
And I noticed you something. I make you not notice you something. I am only child on my father. That's why he loves me. He loves me, and he don't believe me for anything.
Let me tell you something. Okay, I was an only child for 15 years. I was an only child for 15 years. I'm the first niece, the first granddaughter, the first child of my mom and my father, and I could never do something like that. Even with my, first children or first child card, I could never do that. And I had, 15 years of being the only, like the sole child of my parents, and I could not. I had some permissions because they spoiled me in some type of other ways, but not in those. Those
Okay,
wasn't, I wasn't allowed to do those things.
but to me, my parents don't beating me for anything. You know,
They
don't
don't
beat
whoop
me for
your
anything.
ass. And you
And
should, there's some type of things they should have whooped your ass because you would have know the feelings. You would have know the fears
actually,
of what we're
let me
talking
let, let,
about.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You know, my mom don't beating me for this thing, but I remember my mother beating me uh because for three good for three good. It beating me for three good,
For $3, let's say let's go with dollars.
not dollars. Good
Are you
three.
talking about the Asian money?
Yes,
Okay,
three good. Only three good. It beating me for that.
yeah.
You know,
So I
my
remember, let me tell you something that happened to me. I was young, I was mischievous at that time, and what did I do? It was nighttime, and you sometime at nighttime the parents have this habit of, I don't know, assemblies us children around to tell us stories, and sometimes if they feel like it, if they are in the mood, they play with us only if they want to. Unless they don't want, they do not. And I remember I didn't wear my sandals, and I could not do that at home, like going out without them. So I took a candle, and then I head in my room to search for my sandals. Silly me, I did find the sandals, but at it worse. I put the candle in front of the bed, and then what happened? The curtains on the bed fall on the candle, and then fire happened. And I didn't know what to do. I panicked because I knew if my mom saw that, I would have I would have wished to disappear. So I tried, taking out the fire by myself, and I had no water, I had no experience. I was panicking. Like the sweat, I sweat at this time, guys. And then while, I'm trying to put out the fire, the curtain, it's like, oh, should I say that? It's like a sachet thing, and then some of it dropped on me, and then I burned myself on my knees. Like my knees got burned, my feet got burned. And you know what my parents did that night? Can you guys guess what they did to me?
You've been beaten?
Exactly the same night. I didn't have a say. I didn't even open my mouth. They only asked me one question. What would I do with a candle?
I
Am I
guess
am I the
your
parent,
parents.
or I was hurt. I was burned not by the candle but by the curtains. The things that came out when you're burning something. I was burned by that thing, and it was so hard. You know. And they get me on my knees and then beat me up. And after that, I never touch again. Because I
Your
remember,
parents makes
they did not wait for tomorrow. While I was in pain, they put me on my knees, and then I hand over my ass and then to get beaten. I had no say. I was like, I didn't have time, to apologize, to defend myself.
your
But
parents
So
try to kill you
when I
and
said,
die.
Remo, you had it easy, you had an easy childhood. I wish to had something like that, man, and I could not.
yeah,
My
I,
my
pa-
parent
my
would
parents
have done the
don't believe
same
me
thing.
for anything.
yeah, I could not. I told you, I burned myself. And my knees, I burned it exactly on my knees, and they made me get on my knees and then beat me the same night. And after, they put medicine on it. They say now you have something to complain about.
Uh,
So
to me, I can say, uh, uh, with in my mind, I was a good childhood, you know.
yeah, we had it good too, but we just had, those moments that there were things that we could never have done in our childhood because we did not grow up in the same environment as you're describing, things that you did. And I could never done them in my home. As I told you, even though I was the firstborn, I had some privilege. I'm not,
Eh,
um going past that. I had some privilege being the first grandchild, the first niece, and etc., the first daughter. I had some privilege, but there are things I could never and I would never do.
And let me tell you something. When I was child, my mother don't let me go out. You know, he just take me, and this house. I don't have really someone to play. So
And
that's why
I did not do, but I had to play by myself. So
when I make some mischievous, it, it, she should to she should accept, you know, accept it, you know.
mm, that's
Yes.
your mother, not mine.
Oh
I grew
yes.
up in a house by myself with no other children to play to. And there are things I was not allowed to do.
And
That's
I can say my parents love me because I was only child in this house, you know,
Me,
and
me, me,
only child.
I think our parents loved us also, but they don't have had the same, they didn't have the same way to
yes,
to
show
grow.
it.
Exactly.
Cause
So
there are some time of things I was not allowed to do because my mom would always say, I don't have the kind of money to go to the doctors, the hospital. And she said, I don't know how to say that. And okay, I will say it. And they have this proverb that they used to say, it's better for the child to cry than for the parents to cry. So
absolutely, it was.
whenever I did some bad things, I knew definitely there was no way of getting out of it
Yeah, it was
because
My
I
really.
had, and
my
one.
mother says me already that. So I don't expect you to hear it. You know, because I know.
But
i-
man, I told you, you had it easy. If you were in my place, or just like Josie and John were saying it, you could never believe me. You could,
True, true.
you would not even think about them.
Even in your dream.
Even yes, you would not even dream about those things. I
I
don't
when I
even, think.
yes, I know that. So when I was started, when I was a child, a lot of child, my mother treat me like a prince. You know,
Sometimes I did get treated as a princess, but that didn't, stop them to whoop my ass.
Yes.
No, I did get treated as a princess.
that's like she didn't beat me for anything.
And you know what? One thing again, like Josie was saying, when he did not, he did say, Josie, if you're here, he get homeschooled first by his dad because his dad was a teacher. And then I remember when I first went to school,
I was a better childhood
and
about my
I did.
achievements.
How can I say that? I didn't really take care of my books. Some of them ended up being, I don't know, being fall apart. I showed them, and then my parents say, okay, they let me throw out the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one. On the fifth one, did you guys know what they did to me? At that time, when I came back home after school, they bathed me, give me food, and then took a nap. And after, I go and did my homework or lesson. So that all it was. And then on the fifth book, they didn't tell me anything for those four old one. And then on the fifth one, and I still keep, didn't pass a lesson. You know what they did? They took like, I don't know how should I say that, like a cord, and then put them together. They told me, you're gonna come here. Seriously. This is the last book we're buying for you. The last one. No more. And then this is the last time we are teaching you that lesson. And till this day, I was beaten. Truly and untruly beaten. And as my mom was beating me, one of the older, like the adult that was in home at night, you know, Asian parents have the saying of like, on sel gen moun pale vit si moun. Like depi gon gen moun kap moun nan kala, tout an vi gen tan paso de twa chaplet pa yo. And then, after my mom was done with me, my grandma took me. After she was done with me, I was safe. And then what did I do? I see it was like that, and I did not even think about na shirley ko. I did not even think about that. After that beat, I did a course on the earth, and then kiss it and said, "Here am I truly done. You guys do not have, to teach me lesson again. I will learn by myself." And that's how I get out of it. If not, till this day, I will get beaten for lesson. I did not pass. So that's the dynamic of Haitian parents or black
See that?
parents. They do not play.
Oh,
They seriously do not play when it comes to your education or things as, I don't know, like value things they are teaching you. They do not play. It's either you learn or you get beaten.
yeah.
Both way. It's either you behave correctly or you get beaten. Either that or get beaten. So it was two choice, not one, not the other. Two choice. Get it or get beaten. But my childhood, there was really some great moment. And looking back at those things, maybe when I was younger, I hated them. But for me now, they're funny. They're kind of funny, and I'm really, 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 really grateful for things that my parents teach me back then. And I think that, like others said, it those kind of thing that make us into the person that we are today. And some of them that if we have children or grandchildren, we're gonna teach them. Because I see today's or nowadays, parents doesn't really do that with children, and like I'm so disappointed because I wanted those children to go through what we go through. I wanted them to have, things similar to our childhood.
Okay, I pray God for God give you or parents like me.
You know what? I could have parents like you, but they always had a saying for everything. And my mom had a saying, She used to say, "E film mol ma ba ou." Lem bon la. Like, it's always the best. Like when you do something and you get your punishment right away for us. But
Um,
when they are giving you feel more, Raymond,
I
feel
know
more
that.
is the worst feeling. Like you're gonna pay for everything that you did, and it's like they have an agenda in their mind to
My
remember
mother,
every
my
bad thing you did.
my
Like
my mother.
even if it was years ago, like they still remember, and you're gonna pay for it.
Okay, my mother says me that this thing too, like in Creole, gane ma inap kote bougon. I don't,
Mm-hmm. In a cassette.
Mhm.
you know,
Ou
and
bien, yo kon la te kan di, jou fè la tobe nan doye ba jou al koule.
yes,
Li
and
devan.
well, my mother gonna grab me when